How's it going, everybody? Now that we've finished up with Mega Man 1, it's time to finish up. Well, it's time to start Mega Man 2, not finish it up. This is only the first episode. But I can't words, as we've obviously already established. So, why not get started? The Mega Man 2 is a really fun game. It has really good music, and a lot of people enjoy it. But in the year of 2000X, super robot named Megaman was created. Dr. Light created Mega Man to stop the evil desires of Dr. Wily. However, after his defeat, Dr. Wily created 8 of his own robots to counter Mega Man. I really love this building shot, it's really nice. And time for Mega Man 2. Now, in just a second, you might notice a small hiccup in the audio. Right about here, and that's because... right now. And that's because I made a mistake. And we're going to play on difficult mode because... yeah, I forgot to explain that. But there's normal and difficult mode. Normal mode, you take less damage, and you do more damage. Where enemies, you basically do less damage, and take more damage. I'm starting with Heatman because he has this giant block stage thing. And, you know, why not, you know, be really cool and awesome and take him on first without any items or weapons, you know, that would help me get through the stage. But I forgot to explain the story in the Mega Man 1, so I'm going to explain it here because I can't go back and do those videos. Well, I could, but I'm lazy. So, the story of Mega Man is Dr. Wily and Dr. Light were both very good at doing robotics together. Well, Dr. Light had created Guts, Roll, Rock, Gutsman, and all the bosses from Mega Man 1. Well, after that, Dr. Wily got jealous because Dr. Light got all this praise from the community, and he stole those 6 robots, and except for Rock and Roll, which is a music pun, get it? Rock and Roll. And, you know, decided to take over the world. Well, Rock decided that he was going to take down Dr. Wily and asked to be converted into a fighting robot. So, that's what Dr. Light did. Anyway, and then first game happens. Now, I'm gonna just say this is, why did you just leave Dr. Wily at the end? I know people make fun of that all the time, but it's just why. Now here is this giant block part. I know I haven't explained Heatman stage all that much, but this timing is key. You gotta know this whole thing, and this is actually my first run through on the stage in a while. I have not played Mega Man 2 in years, because I had played it so much on my 3DS, on my old NES, that I still have a copy of the game for. Because I mentioned that I didn't grow up with Mega Man, and that's because, well, I lost all the games to our NES, so it just kind of sat and collected tests for a while, because we had no games for it. And then eventually, a couple years ago, I found my NES, or my parents' NES, and Mega Man 2. Because we used to have Mega Man 2 and 3. I don't know if we had 1, just don't recall. But, approaching on Heatman stage, and Heatman's a fairly easy boss, it's just his first attack isn't very tough to dodge. So you want to shoot, then make a full jump, and then hold right. So that way you don't get hit. And I find I dodged about every time I've played, but, yeah, mistakes can be made sometimes. Now, surprisingly I don't take damage in this fight. Heatman's very easy. If his stage didn't have that giant block section, he'd be the best stage and boss to take on because he's so easy at just taking it down with just the Mega Buster. Because, like, I'm playing in difficult mode, and he isn't hitting me at all. Because whenever you shoot him, he becomes invincible and then teleports at you, and then he's dead. Winning at fights. And a different victory tune because they got rid of the orbs. Weapon upgrade screen. Just to send you off to the, the stage select. And we get Atomic Fire as well as Item 1 from Dr. Light. And you get the items by defeating specific robots, like Heatman gives you Item 1, and I'll mention later once we get them, and who gives you items 2 and 3. just kind of ruin how many there are. But yeah, once you complete certain stages, you get the items. And since I'm going to be going in weakness order, or at least the kind of weakness order in this game, I'll explain in a minute, is we're going after Woodman next. And Woodman's stage isn't that bad, but his boss fight is pretty difficult with just the Mega Buster. Because he does do a lot of damage. Now, I don't show it off at all, and I kind of, because I'm playing the game normally as I would with just the recording on, so I don't do things. I'm not doing it as like a let's play. I'm just playing it how I would normally play the game, not really showing stuff off, because I'm just playing how I normally play. That's really all I can tell you. Then you got your baton tons that in difficult mode take 2 hits to kill, versus normal mode where they only take 1 hit. Oh, Yeah, now this is a problem with Woodman stage, is just taking down these giant hot dogs. I believe that's their name, is Hot Dog? Yeah, that makes sense. Clipping through walls. Just like, let's name the fire-breathing robot dogs Hot Dogs, because they breathe fire. It's like, oh my god, it's a great idea. It is kind of funny, and I am just about dead. But yeah, item 1 is just a little propeller platform. They kind of copy it with the balloon item in Mega Man 4, which have spoiled a bit. And this video is going to be up very late, because I have all of Mega Man 2 and 3 recorded. Like, I have the whole games for both of them done. And I'm just getting episode 1 ready now. Oh boy. I plan on finishing these and having at least 2 episodes per day, with the exception of today, because I spent so long recording, and then my headset got messed up, so I spent like 2 hours trying to figure that out. That wasn't fun. At least I know the settings it was on, so I don't sound like I'm, in a crappy Xbox 360 video chat. That would be awful. I'm hoping my audio doesn't come out like this when I listen to the playback, but hey! That's just how the game... That's just how the way the game goes. The audio recording software. Anyway, back to Mega Man. I'm just ranting at this point. Now this is where I end up dead here because I failed, and that rabbit just jumps on my head. So I'll be right back once I get back to that part, so I'll be back in just a second. Alright. Finally, back to where I was. It actually puts you good ways back after you die, because you just respawn right after the hot dogs, and I had to go back all through that. Luckily I didn't take nearly as much damage, because I didn't have to deal with the hot dogs, but yeah. And here you have like these rooster enemies. I don't know what they're called. These names elude me. You can kill them with the Mega Buster, they just take like way too many shots. And now we're at Heatman. I just completely blanked out. But he's weak to Atomic Fire, and fun fact is Atomic Fire is actually the only weapon that you can charge up before you get the Mega Buster in Mega Man 4. And I know I've been calling it the Mega Buster, like, since I started Mega Man 1, but it's in the Plasma Buster. Anyway, Heatman's weapon, as you've seen, like, it does charge, but how much it takes off of that. And it only takes down Woodman in 2 hits. But it uses up, but you only have at least 2 shots, like a full charge shot with it, which is a problem. It works a lot better with another weapon in Mega Man 4, which, you'll see when we get to Mega Man 4. But, time to take on Airman. I don't know why I sat there on a while. And something I forgot to show off, and I might do this in like a bonus or at the end of this video, is when you select a stage and you hold down the A button, or the jump button, depending on what version you're playing, is instead of stars, it's little birds that come from the flying enemy that I can point out later because I know they're in this stage. And here I just completely failed because I tried to land on the pixel like I did before on the airhead guys. And something I mentioned earlier with the wonky weaknesses, the weakness order, is Woodman is weak to Heat Man, Air Man, Metal Man, and I think Quick Man as well. Probably not on that last one. Where, like, everyone has so many different weaknesses. It's nuts, because you have Quick Man, who is weak to Crash Man's weapon, and Flash Man's weapon, so that doesn't help. And then we also have, like, Metal Man, who's weak to Quick Man's weapon, his own weapon, and I think... no. For some reason I was thinking he's weak to the atomic fire, but I doubt it. I don't know if I've tested it. It's just something that popped in my head, and I'm probably very much wrong, so don't quote me on that. At all. And those bird enemies, like, the stars turn into those guys, like, the ones that are like, pop out of the egg and try to attack you like they did in Windman stage. Because designs. And I don't know what's the weird tape enemies. It's just, I guess if you need to grind for health pickups. I don't see why you'd take that much damage, though. Even in difficult mode, this game's really not that hard. One thing I find funny is, though, is whenever you play a game in a harder setting, is like, or at least for me, is like I'll play a game in like a normal mode setting, and then I'll move on to like the harder difficulty if there is one, and then sometimes if there's a more difficult setting, I'll choose that one. But it's also the fact of how much damage and you take, and how much damage you do when you go back to that easier setting after playing the harder one. And Airman, now that we're at him, I hate Airman, because you can't avoid that attack. You can avoid this one, but you can't avoid that one either. That's too, like, I'm forced to take damage. He's not that hard, but even that attack that he had there, you're forced to take damage. And if you're all low on health, and he decides to shoot them, and you have 3 random shots that he can do, so unless he pulls one that's easy to dodge, you're screwed. But, well, that's 3 bosses to defeat, and that's how much I plan on taking down. Each episode is at least 3 stages. Now, I kind of messed this up in the first one, because I just did the first 3, and then I did that, and then I finished off all of Wily's castle, which I'm not going to do again unless I just have the Wily Castle stage. I didn't do it here. I just kind of did the first 3 stages, the second 3, and then I did the first stage of Wily's Castle before I moved on to the rest. I'm only doing 3 stages per episode so I can keep it short, compact, and at least about 15 minutes. So, we'll be taking on the next 3 bosses in the next episode. I'm not going to spoil who unless you already know it. But, I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya. I don't know why I just did a hand just so you guys can't see my face. I just signed off. Anyway, see you next time.